or kind of create delightful user experiences on par with the best mobile and apps in the world, whether that's Facebook or Uber or whatnot. So a big question for them, can they transform this relationship with their customers from just simple, not very compelling apps to do simple basic banking to something really smart, a real personal financial advisor that you want to use every day and helps you with everything related to your finances. And so banks have different strategic options in the world of this disruption and open data. So they can choose to be very conservative on the left there. I don't know if you can see this, it's very small, but it says, yeah, just basic compliance. Try to limit everyone's access to data, kind of limit the investment in the digital channels, and basically have only comply with as law demands and be very passive and have a wait-and-see approach. They can also choose to embrace this openness of data and excel with their APIs and work to enable innovation on top of it. And we're seeing several examples of that in Europe, where they are opening up their APIs. BBVA is probably the best example, where they're opening up very compelling, flexible, modern APIs with various services and allowing fintechs and others to innovate on top of them. The revenue model there is still a bit unclear, but it's very interesting. So that's basically on the left, the bank as a service, back-end service provider. But there's also a bigger opportunity in owning and expanding the customer relation and creating a much more compelling user experience using the data themselves more aggressively, because they are the ones that are in the best position to do this. Even if their mobile or online bank is crappy, it's still something you have to use once in a while. And they have also the best data to give meaningful advice and insights, even if they've been doing it in a very limited way so far. And that also brings opportunities to expand even beyond banking. And I'll show you some examples of this. So, a few of the areas where banks can create more value from the data we have, I want to touch on. And some of these we are helping our banking customers with, but we also see this with other banks. So, first, using the data, you know a lot about people, you know where they're spending, you know a lot about their lives and habits, and this data can be used to create a much more personalized and compelling online banking experience. I'll show you a demo in a while to give you examples of what I mean. Secondly, there's a big opportunity to better serve small and medium enterprises. It's a topic that's close to heart. All my life I've worked in small companies. I've started 3 of them. And that's an underserved market by banks. There's a lot of opportunity, in particular, to help them manage their cash flows. That's a major topic for almost every small business. And they're usually busy to do it, and their accounting systems are usually not that helpful, but banks have a possibility to do so. Also, banks can offer, if they embrace the fact that they're not just providing banking, but helping people with everything regarding being smarter consumers, they can bring in third-party offers and help people switch service providers. They can kind of fight the fintechs or the big tech companies on their own turf, try to create an advertising ecosystem, if you will, in the online bank, where businesses can compete for people's spending where they're a valuable consumer. In a way, you can say it's about saying to people, we can help you monetize your spending history. So if you're a golfer, then golf stores and clubs will start competing for your business. If you're a traveler, then travel agencies can compete with you. But it's about doing it in a very personalized way. I'll also show you examples of this. And SME banking is one example of this value creation. And SMEs are the biggest lenders to big companies in the world. They usually get paid late. I think the average in the US is 60 days with a 30-day payment terms. In many countries in Europe, it's 90 or more than 100 days in Italy. And so it's critical for small businesses to be able to manage this cash conversion, and that's a big opportunity for banks. And we are working with the largest bank in the Nordics on a solution like this, where we take in data from accounting systems, from the bank accounts, and forecast the cash flow and give the banks tools to allow their SME customers to manage their cash flows. And then the next step is help them with their cash conversion cycles, maybe give them financing around it and so on. Tell them if their regular customers are usually 10 days late paying, or if they pay on time and so on. Make it easier, not just give them a list of bank account transactions. Another opportunity is create analytics about consumer spending behavior. This is something we've done in one of our markets in cooperation with banks, because if you take a sizable sample of like a customer group of a big bank and you then anonymize the data, you know exactly what's happening in that market in different verticals in terms of spending. You can see in real time market share of different companies in different verticals. You can see the average amount they spend and so on. And this is enormously valuable data for those merchants, for those retailers, so they can benchmark to each other. Banks are uniquely positioned to provide these kinds of services to the merchants. But they have to earn the right to use the data in this way. So also they're providing this to consumers, for example, through peer comparison. A lot of people are curious to know how much they spend compared to other people that are similar to them, like live in the same neighborhood or have similar income. That's something functionality that we've built with many banks, and most people are curious to know that and think it's only fair that their data is used in such an anonymized way if they get that benefit themselves. This what I mentioned, card-linked offers as part of digital banking. Card-linked offers is this space of giving you offers like discounts or cashback discounts, but based on your spending profile. So not like blanket offers from hundreds of businesses, but only offers in stores that you already shop in or similar stores. So use the intelligence, your spending habits to know which offers are relevant to you. And this is a revenue opportunity for banks, but more so it's an opportunity to create engagement. We've been running a card-linked offers program in our pilot market in Iceland. We use Iceland as the country we started. It has a tiny population, but it's a great way to test things. And we have worked with all the banks there. 1 in 4 households in that country uses our software, and we've been running this with banks, combining offers with online banking, and we have achieved extremely good metrics in terms of conversion rates. People really don't perceive this as advertising or offers. They perceive this more as my bank is just helping me spend smarter. And it's making money for the bank, and the advertisers, the merchants that are participating are also really happy, in some cases spending more money on this platform than they are on Facebook and Google ads. Because for certain things, this is a much more compelling way to